Because it was a really difficult game to win. We take it until to the end. We didn't have any power really to go forward, but we keep it work really hard in the end. We take them to the penalty, and we get really focused in our subject, and we're quite really happy today.
Patrick, you have a job to do. Off you go. Well, I hope you're still hearing us in the commentary position. Patrick Vieira there with Ivan Gaskell. Arsenal, well, Manchester United are coming up to get their losers' medals, actually. We'll talk about Arsenal's cup record in a minute. The 4 officials have been up already to receive their medals, and congratulations to Rob Styles. A first-class performance in the middle for me. Jim Devine and Paul Canadyne with the 2 assistants. Neil Barry got a medal as well. And Mark, you wanted to say something?
Well, no, I just think all the speculation about the referee beforehand, from all of us, and quite rightly so, arguably one of the best refereeing performances I've seen in an FA Cup final of this magnitude between these 2 teams.
Yes, and the only time he had to produce a red card was in about the 120th minute, and it was a second yellow, really, for Jose Antonio Reyes.
By the time he got the card out, John, Reyes was up the tunnel.
Yes, he went off, didn't he? Here come Manchester United. They haven't won a trophy this season. Even though it went to a penalty shootout, that statistic will be trotted out a lot over the next 2 or 3 days. A club whose future, in a business sense, is completely in the balance, now that it's owned by an American entrepreneur. And after that little ceremony, we're going to have the climax to the afternoon. There's Alec Ferguson. No doubt talks with Malcolm Glazer will take place in the near future about what he's going to do with this club. But we're hearing as well that Dennis Bergkamp has told one of our reporters that he's definitely staying for another year. So here come Arsenal now for their winners' medals. Arsenal, who have won the FA Cup now on 10 occasions. This was their 17th final. They won it for the first time in 1930, again in 36. All the others have been post-war. And winners' medals for some young players here, Van Persie and Senderos. They would have certainly settled for that at the beginning of the season, wouldn't they? And the 2 Brazilians, Gilberto Silva and Edu, he may not be staying. Bergkamp, who we now think is staying another year. And Sol Campbell, who didn't get off the bench today, but he still gets a winner's medal to make up for the, partly perhaps for the fact that he was suspended for the last final. And here comes Patrick Vieira. Now in 1985, Kevin Moran had his medal taken away because he'd been sent off. Anyway, Reyes was up there for the presentation. And here now is Patrick Vieira, who was in his suit last time when he held the cup with David Seaman 2 years ago. He certainly isn't today. He's the scorer of the winning penalty, the Arsenal captain, Patrick Vieira. He would never have been doing that if he'd gone to Real Madrid, would he? Arsenal are the FA Cup winners in the year 2005. And if it is the last final at Cardiff, and I'm told they're on standby for next year in case Wembley isn't ready, if it is the last final in Cardiff, Thierry Henry, not part of the action today, but I'm sure they'll find a medal for him somewhere. All I can say is it's been an absolutely fantastic experience, Mark Lawrenson, to work in this stadium for the last 5 years, and we have to thank the people here for the efficiency and the courtesy and the celebrations that we've enjoyed.
Yes, most definitely, and as you mentioned Wembley, we said before, we just hope that the nature of the people in and around Wembley is the same as the nature of the people in and around Cardiff, because they've wanted us here, they wanted everybody here. I think all sets of supporters, not just from these 2 teams today, but the ones who've come over the last few years, have thoroughly enjoyed their results and enjoyed their day, regardless, of the results. So we can't speak highly enough about it, John.
We thank them warmly. Just a final thought on the match, Mark?
I mean, you've got to congratulate Arsenal because they dug deep. I just thought they were completely outplayed. Never really looked like scoring. I think Roy Carroll made 1 save from a Reyes free kick. And Manchester United, as I said to you before, they will feel like they've been mugged here today.
There we are then. It's celebration time for the Gunners and their supporters. Arsene Wenger, yes, he's got one back on Manchester United following what happened earlier in the season. That has to be said again, that there was a lot of angst and grudge about what occurred at Old Trafford in October. United won again at Highbury on February the 1st. But today, although they were, as Mark said, the stronger team by far, Arsenal hung on in there without Thierry Henry. And in the end, on the first ever penalty shootout in an FA Cup final, Arsenal lifted the trophy.
So congratulations to Arsenal and commiserations to Manchester United. We've just hauled Ian Wright off the ceiling. I'll give you the first word.
Well, you know, they can't say that they played like they can play, but, you know, they dug in, and like Laura was saying, Lehmann was the man of the match for us, but at the end of the day, you know, we won it, and that's what it's about. 5 awesome penalties, you've got to say. The bottle they showed, but, you know, congratulations to them, and really unlucky Man United were today, really unlucky.
Sometimes you think a team's not meant to win it, Peter?
And today was one of them. This game is all about taking the chances that comes your way, and United will be looking at this game and say, we certainly didn't take our chances. They should have won this final comfortably. But once it got to penalties, I just sat with that feeling that because it hadn't gone our way, it's not going to go our way this time. And Lehmann